good, YouTube? Quinn Wade coming to you with that instant hot topic basketball analysis on Analysis Playground on YouTube, exclusively on here forever. And we're going to talk about the biggest news as of right now. Jonathan Kuminga. I just reported this not that long ago. Him and the Minnesota Timberwolves agreed to a 2-year, $13 million deal. He's finally signed, and he didn't have to go in September to do it. Um, he do have a player option with this deal in year two of the deal, and that's no surprise because he basically keep trying to do that to eventually get a long-term contract with a team that he possibly likes and they like him enough to give it to him. But until then, you just gotta be happy that you're playing in the league and you're a player that they interested in having on their roster. That's just the way him and his agent gonna have to look at it at this point. Other than that, Kuminga will also receive offers from the Lakers, Chicago Bulls, and the Portland Trail Blazers. So that'll give him some more options to change how he approaches the offseason next year. The Lakers reportedly offer more than $36 million over 3 years, plus a similar starting role to Kuminga. And even then, they still couldn't get him to budge since he ended up going with the Timberwolves. Kuminga will start for the Timberwolves alongside Anthony Edwards, LaMelo Ball, and Jaden McDaniels and Rudy Gobert. And when you got Jaden McDaniels, they switchable because they both have the athleticism and the size to be able to guard multiple positions. And we know that Kuminga ain't really known for being a lockdown elite defender or help defender, but he has athleticism. You can hold him accountable. The biggest question for Kuminga will he be able to shoot? That's one. And will he play hard each and every game? Because, he can have them on and off games where he looks like a starter. Then he has games where he just can't make a shot because either he took a couple threes or he couldn't really get to the free throw line or they just stay home on him. So he couldn't really get no easy shots for that reason, too. And, he can be a good transition player when you got that type of athleticism and that type of quickness that can work out for you. Kuminga has been a decent player in this league. He's just trying to find a home. And Minnesota is young. The stars that he's going to play around is young, so maybe that can be a fit for him long term. He probably feels the same way. But either way it go, Kuminga should be a starter in this league based off what we have seen in his career. He and his agent feels the same. I think we all will possibly agree with that. But we have to see more consistency, especially offensively, from Kuminga for him to be able to prove that. He had a couple shots at it with Golden State and, of course, Atlanta. A lot of people blame Golden State for his development. They blame Golden State for him not reaching his full potential. Oh, they didn't play him, or oh, they didn't really use him, or oh, he never was a good fit. Then he went to Atlanta. Didn't play terrible, honestly, but he also didn't play great enough for them to feel like he was a necessary piece to their puzzle of figuring out how they can become champions again in ATL. But at the same time, Kuminga going to run out of options. We know how this goes. You got a short shelf life in the NBA. If it doesn't work out, you get this type of label. This is a 6-man guy, 7-man guy. He doesn't do enough. They're going to watch your footage. They're going to study what you do. These teams are going to give you an opportunity and a chance. Then you just become what everybody figured that you are. And that's what Kuminga has to break going into this year with Minnesota. Don't be a ball hog. Don't be too greedy. Don't be too selfish. Play a game, do your thing, but at the same time, you have to show that you evolved. You have to show that you improve, especially in the three-point shooting and hopefully, too, in the free throw shooting because he can get to the free throw line. He hasn't had a problem in doing it. It's just he doesn't make them at a good or above level. He just average at it, really, honestly. And obviously, his rebounding is good as well. 5 rebounds the last 3 seasons almost to this one. And that's something that you have to do at that position. And obviously getting the assists, running in transition, making an extra play, being a great teammate in general, and not trying to step on anybody's toes or get in the way can go good for him in this situation. And I'm just ready for Kuminga to just grow up a little bit too. He's been trying to get his way. He wants it to be a Pacific way. You can call the shots when you dominant. You can call the shots when you're one of the best players in the league. But when you're still trying to prove yourself, you're still trying to earn respect, you're still trying to show what you are in the league, you still got to carry some more weight, to get your way a little bit. So it's been a hard learning curve for him last year and this year. People felt happy that he did get paid, he did get his money. People was even happy when Golden State traded him for Porzingis, last year to free him to Atlanta, and that just didn't go the way him and his team envisioned it to go, unfortunately for him. But he has another chance, this year, and we'll see how this turns out between him and the Wolves. I think he can be a good fit. You're not really asking him to do anything crazy. You basically ask him to be the same player, the player that the Hawks ended up declining that 24.3 million team option when the offseason started. So they really already had in their mind that this guy is not for us. You don't want to rub nobody the wrong way when you already skating on thin ice. And that's something that I hope Kuminga actually learned, with the Atlanta and the Golden State situation. He can play. He's a good player. He's a good athlete, but he has to polish up the rest of his game and take it very serious if he wants to stick and actually wants to be a really good competitor on a team that can win something. Because obviously the Hawks was a good team with and without him, and they showed that last season in Golden State. They fell a little short of their goals, but he never was a big part of what they was doing anyway. And now he has a chance to get the best of both worlds again with this Minnesota Timberwolves team. And they have some good players on this Minnesota team. They shaked up a lot of things this offseason. They basically felt the way we was playing in the direction we was going in wasn't really working. Let's get rid of Nas Reed. Let's get rid of Julius Randle. And let's see what we can build around Anthony Edwards. They have a lot of length. They have a lot of athleticism. They have a lot of skills when it comes to their perimeter players. And Kuminga dunk some balls in the dunker spot, hit a three, get out in transition, keep the ball moving, be able to score if they close out too hard on you, and you got to be able to shoot good enough to where they'll want to do that for you can make the pass, the jumper, or the finish, or even get to the free throw line like we know he can do. But that's the basics of what Kuminga is at this point of his career. And it is good to see him finally wait out and see what can really benefit him as well, since he's offering his services. And I think that this should be a cool fit. They're going to rely on him a little bit more than other teams because they need him to step up. They lost a lot of talent, and they really, really wanted to see how a different direction can be. And they said, Kuminga, we'll try you out. We'll bring you in. You're going to make less money than what you could have made with the Hawks, especially in one season. But that was out of his control. That's what he chose. We'll kind of negotiated with the Warriors, and the Hawks said, we don't want this guy around. We'll let him go, and we'll just find a way to win without him again next season. And now the Timberwolves are telling you, we need you. We want you. We got to have you on a team-friendly deal. We'll give you an option to reserve your options in the offseason. And that's as fair as it can be, because they also might feel that we don't really want him. And even if he used that player option because he don't really like the teams that's talking in his ears, then he can always just opt back in and stay with the Timberwolves and try to figure it out again. Eventually, they'll have his bird rights, and that can turn into a 5-year contract. That's thinking big side of it, but you never really know until you play the games, until you go out there and compete. This is going to be a different fit. This is going to be a little bit of a different role. But you can say that for a lot of players on this Minnesota team. They're going in a different direction with this roster. So it's going to be a learning experience for all of them. And they are going to still be expected to be a playoff team, although they changed a lot of their roster. But they have a good coach. So, they don't get no passes. Like, if you made the playoffs every year and you beat a team like Denver, expectations are coming. You traded for LaMelo Ball. That's an all-star caliber guy. Jaden McDaniels was running his mouth in the offseason. In the postseason, he was backing it up until he got cut up by the Spurs. So they're going to have expectations to be a playoff team and to make some noise if everything looks right and everything goes right. But that can be a big thing for Kuminga, because he can be one of those reasons why they have success. He can be one of them reasons why they succeeded. And Atlanta didn't feel that way. Golden State didn't really feel that way. That's why they traded him to Atlanta. Maybe he can change all of that, possibly. We talking about the truth. It can happen. We done seen it with Peyton Watson and stuff. He can be one of those guys again. He just got to do it for the Timberwolves this 1 year and possibly another. If not, he can test free agency again and see what's popping. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell to get that analysis when it first comes out. Y'all stay blessed up. Y'all stay good. Peace. And I'll see y'all later today if any other news comes. If not, I'll see y'all tomorrow, hopefully, with more analysis. Peace out.